What about when it's your homie that gets killed? What about when it was your homie who got killed? Because if you really about that street life, you've had homies who got killed. You've had to have. If not, you really weren't about that street life. What's good, YouTube? So we had a unfortunate set of events that happened at the 6th Street Bridge out here in Los Angeles a few days ago. There was a young man by the name of Omar de los Santos, 25 years old, who lost his life to apparent gang violence out there. There's a very well-known rapper out here from Los Angeles that goes by Crook One. This is the young guy right here. He was apparently shooting a video, was with no permits out there, but a lot of people do that kind of stuff. And his buddy, or maybe them, I'm not sure the whole events that really went through, but it said they had an altercation with another man. He pulled out a gun, shot several times, and pretty much killed his homie, man. And is what this is about, but at the same time, it kind of isn't. I saw it started going up on all kind of social media, IG especially. And what I was just surprised, and I don't know if sadness is quite the word, but disappointed. That's the word I'm looking for. Disappointed. And so many people who sat there and were so callous about the situation that would put things like, it should have been Crook, oh, these tagger ass fools, how many, they had so many people there. Why didn't they bust back? Like, everybody wants to be a Monday morning quarterback when it comes to shootings and people getting shot and what they should have done. And, and F them here, F them there. And that's kind of what I got out of it. I heard so many people just hating and being very disrespectful to Crook One, to the family of this young man who lost his life, because once it's all said and done, you got a young brown man there that's dead, that's been killed. And once that has happened, it's done, homie. Even if you're a gangbanger, it's done. To sit there and gloat on social media about it, because one thing that people have a problem with Crook One is because he's not an official gang member. They'll say he's a tagger, some say he won't. But he raps gangster rap. And what I know is anytime any kind of Latino raps gangster rap and he's not a gang member, the same Latino community will come out and try to destroy him, try to discredit him. It's entertainment, people. That's what people seem to not understand when it comes to raza rapping. Because I can show you a few here. That's Rick Ross right there. That's Rick Ross to the left when he was a correction officer. That's the boss, homie. The boss was a correction officer. That's Dr. Dre with the, 44 to the head, oh boy. He was never a gangbanger. He is a legend. He is a mogul. And Ice Cube, another one. He is a legend. He is a mogul. But they were never on the streets out there killing people. They were never going in and out of prison. In other words, they were never with that business. But if something were to happen to Dr. Dre back in the days, or Ice Cube out there, the same people that are sitting here knocking Crook One and talking shit about Crook One and talking shit about his homie being killed and pretty much laughing about it and joking about it will be the same people crying in the streets, making all kind of, let's say if it happened today, oh, rest in peace, Cube, or rest in peace this, oh, you were a G, or you were a that. It's the same thing, homie. But unfortunately, it seems like when it comes to our own people, there is zero compassion. We try to hold our people to some standards that is just not realistic. These young guys are out there doing the same hustle that Cube was doing, that Dre was doing, that Rick Ross is doing. They're out there trying to make money for their families to step their game up, man, to have a better life for themselves. But unfortunately, this is sometimes part of the street life. This is what happens. But to anybody out there who thinks it's so easy just to write a comment and say, that's what they get, that's what they got coming. What about when it's your homie that gets killed? What about when it was your homie who got killed? Because if you really about that street life, you've had homies who got killed. You've had to have. If not, You really weren't about that street life. And I can tell you, by losing many of homies, I don't want to hear somebody on social media talking about that's what they got, that's what they get. I can understand if that's somebody up in Kansas who's never been around brown or black people, who's never been around the gang scene, who's never been around any taggers, who's never been around the streets, and just looks at us from a distance in disgust and says that's what they get. That's not what they get. These are young people who have their lives ahead of them, who may not make all the best choices in the world. Hey, didn't many of us do that? Didn't many of us make a bunch of mistakes? I know I did. I continue to make mistakes as a almost 50-year-old guy. But to sit here and bash these young individuals for making the same mistakes we did or living the life that you think they should be living. So in other words, every gangster rapper should be going out of prison. Every gangster rapper should be catching a case. No, man, it's entertainment. And that's the problem with Raza too much. We want to sit there and not just be entertained. We want you to live up to the standards of that gangster rap. Well, hold the same energy towards everybody else. Don't just do it to our people. But I would say instead of sitting there and being a hater and talking all kind of shit, step back from that scene. Don't sit there and put more grief to these families to sit there and, that's what they get. That's how they got coming. Nah, man. That could be your homie, carnal. That could be your cousin. That could be your brother. That could be your son. Or that could be your daughter, man. With that, I'm out. I just want to get this off my chest, man. Peace.